test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test.
Test.
Test, test. Test, test.
Test.
Alright, cool.
Okay. Nice. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Happy end of June.
Yes,
everybody.
happy summer. Woo! Start of summer.
Spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this month flew by. I don't know where it went. So what's new with you?
Let's see.
Hi, Zoe.
Professionally, nothing new, but personally, my bias came back from the military.
Personally?
If you know, you
Oh.
know. Where's my pillow? But if you know, you know. Here. If you know, you know. Where's it here? If you know, you know. Where's it here? If you know.
Zuli.
Baby's back. Oh, hi, Zuli.
Don't mess up the bed, please.
Hi, Zuli. I see your butt.
You shedding?
Yeah. I mean, that's about it. Just work and getting back into my BTS roots. Or not even getting back to it, continuing it. My BTS journey. What about you?
Not much. Just been on, well, just continuing my reading slump.
Aw.
Yeah, so it'll be obvious how much I read this month with how short this video might be on my end. But yeah, I've been in a reading slump. Just planning a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
First birthday party. You know, quarter life crisis, midlife crisis.
No, it's not midlife yet.
Whatever is in between the quarter life, midlife.
Quarter. Oh yeah, between quarter life and midlife. Third life.
Yeah, it's a lot of that mentally. Yeah, just taking care of the kiddo. But yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
I got my first peek of pickleball
Oh,
yesterday.
Yeah. Thanks to CJ.
Yes, yeah. Yes. I picked up the paddle for a few minutes. Yes, that's how we did. It wasn't too bad my first go around, but I don't think I would pick up the paddle in a more permanent capacity.
You'd get so tan. Or you'd be like one of those grandmas, like the hat, the long sleeves.
Oh, the rice hats.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm ready.
No. But yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, you're not going to hear the end of it from CJ.
Oh, we already don't hear the end of it from CJ.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's my life.
Yeah.
It's our lives.
The life of 30-year-olds.
I know.
All right. So
I didn't read much, as I said. So so we'll probably have to.
I kind of read a lot. And they're all thick, bro. They're all thick.
Oh. It's the series, Throne of Glass series.
Yes. So a bunch of these are rereads. Maybe only a couple are new reads, but still, like, these rereads are pretty thick.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your lowest score?
Okay. Well, first, our prompts were romantasy, a retelling of sorts, and what was that third one?
Where did I? Okay, so
I think I have it here. My phone.
It's a historical or mythological retelling, a romance with a magical element, and a book that was gifted to you.
Okay. Lowest rating. Let me see here. I think my lowest rating would be like 3, and it's like generalized. Like, it's a lot of 3s in these piles.
Okay.
But I guess my low, like, you read this last month. It was the exception to the rule, right? You read this last month?
The May, what was it, April, May months? Yeah.
Like, the one that's all about, like, starts out as mistaken identity or something, and then it's just a bunch of emails back and forth every Valentine's Day. It was okay. Like, I had a long car ride home yesterday, and I needed, like, something to, like, pass the time, so I just chose that book, and I was just like, just listening to it. It was just this bunch of from T-Sun to
yeah,
T.
That's
I was
what
like,
I was like, dang, I wish I just like read it with my eyes.
Yeah, I was just like, I should have just read this with my eyes because I could just skip this part.
Yeah, like, yeah, it was much longer than it needed to be.
Yeah. But you know what it kind of reminded me of? It reminded me a Cinderella story with Chad Michael Murray and Hilary Duff. Except this one had, like, it was low stakes romance story.
Yeah. And it would happen between a longer range of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was cute. It was, yeah, definitely, like, entertaining.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the best, but
when it got to the part of, like, of the reveal, like, oh, it was her, like, I was talking to her, I thought there was gonna be some, like, conflict where she was gonna get mad that he found out and didn't tell her right away. But no, it was just like, oh, it's him, oh my gosh, luckily I was becoming attracted to him and him, but they're the same person. Wow. So I was just like, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's a novella, so
yeah, it has to be short
and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my lowest ranked book, I had to give it a 2-star. So this was an arc I received, and I thought I was gonna love it.
So it's called...
Yeah, so If I Stopped Haunting You, it's like a sci-fi fantasy romance about two authors on that are suffering from a writer's block, and so they go to a writing retreat that was planned out by one of their friends to Scotland to stay in a castle to, you know, go through with this writing retreat, and the castle is very haunted. Um, so the premise for me personally, I was so intrigued, ghosts and stuff. I love seeing how different people's takes on ghosts and stuff. But with this, it's just like the main character was so unlikable. Like, if they just changed the main character, I think it would have been so much better. But she definitely has like an anger management problem. Like, for example, the start, I think the prologue, chapter 1 or the prologue of this book, they're at a sort of book convention, talking about like their books or something, because they're both descendants of Native Americans. So, but like during this convention, when these descendants of Native American authors were like up on the stage or whatever, giving their talks or whatever, that was when she had like her explosion, her blow up at this other author for like how he perceives their people in his books or whatever. And she has like a meltdown on stage, and she like literally assaults him on stage. And like I'm just like, I would have DNF'd it right there, because I was like, really? You're like 29 and you assaulted somebody like in a professional environment, and you are playing the victim throughout the book? Like, what? So yeah,
You pushed through it.
It took me so long to read that book. Like,
is it like your average 300-page book?
It was, yeah, average. It was like 297, I think. But man, you lost me like that first chapter. I was like,
well, it's over.
Yeah, I think that's what, fed my reading slump, because I was like, oh, I had to finish that book. Yeah, and like the ghostly parts were fine. They were fun. They were fine. They were kind of creepy, but dang, that main character though. Yeah.
Let's see. Another 3-star was hate mail. I don't know what's
What drew you to it?
I don't know. Okay, so like The Exception to You, that was kind of like a pen pal type of thing, right? You just message or talk to somebody you don't know through like other means. That's not like in person. This is the same concept, like, but this is actually like pen pals, like when there were letters, yeah, like In fifth grade.
Ancient times.
Yes. In fifth grade, you were assigned a pen pal, and then you just write letters. And then the premise of this story is that they are, like, instead of writing, like, oh, nice letters, it's hate mail, like, insulting each other through letters, like, just all the opposite of what you expect in a letter, right?
Okay.
And then they do this for, like, maybe, like, for a long time, like, all throughout middle school, middle school, high school, college, and then something happens where they stop for 2 years, and then suddenly, like, she gets another letter from him, and then of course they start having feelings for each other, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the idea. It was more like, oh, like, present and past, you know? Present and past conversations, views.
Mm-hmm.
The letters were cute to read. It's not what you would expect from what you would read, like, in The Exception to You. Like, the letters were, they're funny, hilarious. Like, something you would read from, like, an actual, like, teenager. Okay, but the thing is,
Okay.
let me bring out my hands right now. The way they got back into writing to each other again was kind of worrisome.
Okay.
Because it started to turn into stalker status. Because, like, she becomes a weather girl, and he's something. Oh, he's a physical therapist. And so out of nowhere, she gets a letter from him saying, oh, did you miss me? Blah, blah, blah. With no return address and no sign off saying this is from me. But she knows it's from him. So when she tries to write him back, she can't because she doesn't know where to send it to. So this basically they basically turn into stalkers.
So
Like,
they're hand delivering the letters?
I guess because he would send letters. He knows where she works, so he would send letters to her through her fan mail. And then she would go to wherever he used to live, like his hometown, where he was stationed at, where he lived after he was done with military service. Like, she would go to those states to look for him. Like, oh, he used to live here. I'm going to go there and see if he still lives there, type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, stalker status. And then he would, like, he's playing this game of cat and mouse where he would, like, he started leaving letters in her mailbox where she lives.
Okay.
So you get where I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you guys, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, why is she entertaining this idea of trying to, yeah, I know she wants to figure out who he is, but why would you fly to another state to talk to the people who he used to be friends with? Why would you entertain the idea of this guy just leaving random anonymous letters in your mailbox? You have no idea, like, how he found out where you live, where you worked. He supposedly didn't know anything about you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to him again.
Yeah.
That's like,
That's not YA, right?
no. I mean,
Okay.
it's not YA. It's like new adult. New adult, adult.
No.
Like it's not like a dark romance type of thing, like Haunting
I like
Adeline.
it. Yeah, if you change the cover, it could.
It could be Haunting
Yeah.
Adeline, but it was like it's a more like pinky, cutesy cover.
Yeah, like if I were a teenager, I'd be drawn to that cover.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of scary.
Yeah, like the present is in her view, the past is kind of his view about like what he's been going through since like before they stopped talking to each other. And I'm just like, these two characters are pissing me off. I was just like,
Oh, okay.
come on, like, whatever.
It's a cute cover, but
It's a cute cover, but I mean, it just started
yeah.
turning. It was cute in the beginning, and then started turning stalkerish. And then when she did find out, like, she made it seem like she was the victim here. Like, oh, you lied to me. You didn't tell me who you were. But I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. You just traveled to 3 different states to look for him, to stalk him back. So what the hell?
Ma'am?
Excuse me, ma'am. And like the thing was like she finds out how to write back to him, and then she's flirting with him as she writes those letters. And then this guy in real life that she met, that she's starting to date and like, she's like, having a relationship with him. So essentially she's like cheating on both of them. Even though she doesn't like, even though they were the same person, she didn't know that, and she was cheating on both of them. And she got mad that she was lied to. I mean, come on, lady. Ma'am. I was so mad. I was like, excuse me, ma'am. You cheated on both of them. Even though, like, this is emotional cheating, and this was like,
Whatever.
like, yeah, you were having a physical relationship with one guy and having feelings for him, but you're also having feelings for this childhood friend that you have. Like, at least tell you.
Wow.
This would have been saved. Like, this would have like saved like 200 pages if she told him she was writing to her childhood pen pal.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have told her, "Oh, hey, it's me."
Wow. So what's the rating on Goodreads?
Let me see. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, it got like, from what I saw on Amazon, it got like 4 stars out of like 2,000-ish people. So,
Oh.
but I was just like, the last half, I was just like, excuse me, why are you getting mad right now? I'm getting mad at you.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was a fine read. It was just the anger. No, not the anger. I wasn't really angry. I was just like shocked. I was frustrated and shocked. I was shook to my core.
My next one is 4 stars, so I don't know if you want to continue your 3-star rants.
Some of these books gave me rants. It's let me see. My next 3-star was Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren.
Okay.
What is this book about again? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, this was like a more, it's like a friends to lovers type of book. It was cute for being Christina Lauren. I think this is one of her not her, their earlier works. This is from like 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, I've seen that floating around.
So friends to lovers, they meet in college, and um, she was a graduate student. He was her TA, I think, and then they met at this party where she was like drunk, and she threw up on his shoes. She basically embarrasses herself in front of him multiple times, and then he catches her having sex with his roommate. But yeah, but this was like he just thought that she was crazy. Um, Fast forward to like 10, 12 years, they meet again at this faculty party. Like she's a fifth grade, she's an elementary school teacher now, and he's a something. I never knew what, I actually don't know what he was. And then so they start hanging out more. She resides herself as his new best friend, and they set up they set each other up on blind dates, but in actuality they just want to hang out under the guise of blind dating. um, yeah, it was fine. Like, the thing is, oh, okay, hold on. I'll tell you. Hold on. Let me just finish what I'm saying, and then I will tell you what I found was funny. But anyways, like, the main character, the girl, Hazel, she was starting to get on my nerves. Like, she is described as this, like, as a too much person. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she was too out there, too quirky, too unique, too outgoing, too like in your face, too weird, too like all that stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Um so like, it is said that she doesn't have a filter. She will say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Like, she can't read a room. She will blurt out the first thing that comes into her mind without any concern to who's around her. She's clumsy. She just like altogether like weird. And she's okay with that, which is, wait, yeah, we love it. We love it when you have self-confidence. But like, it just came to the point where they were throwing her character in my face, like, oh, you forgot she was this, but she's this. She's like in your face. And I was just like, okay, I get it. She's out there. She's her own person. But I'm like, I don't need that constantly being shoved in my face. I get it.
Oh, okay.
I was just like getting really annoyed with her character, and I was just like, great. It was coming to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just tired of this. So like, just get on with the story. Um, and it just turned into like this forced proximity type of arc. Like, something happened to her apartment, so she ends up living with him. And that, I mean, what else is new?
Okay.
Like, that's just like the typical, what is it called?
Trope?
Yeah, the typical tropes: friends to lovers, forced proximity, second impression, all that jazz.
Okay.
And I mean, okay. Okay. Look at his name. It says Josh, right?
Okay.
I know Lee is watching this. He's probably listening. And once I say what I'm gonna say, I bet you he's gonna open that door and look at me. Okay.
Okay.
He is Korean. His name is Josh Kim. No, Josh In. His Korean name is Jimin. And Jimin is a BTS singer.
Okay.
And this is a Christina Lauren book. And you know what happens in Christina Lauren books? There's boom boom time.
Okay.
So, when they were doing the boom boom, and she says his name, she says his Korean name. And since I love BTS, and one of my bias wrecker from BTS is Jimin.
Okay.
Do you know where I'm going?
Just waiting for you to say it.
So when they're doing the boom boom time,
Uh-huh.
when she's all hot and heavy, she says his Korean name multiple times in certain voices. And here I'm sitting while I'm reading, and I see the word Jimin, and they're doing the boom boom. I'm like, you know who pops in my head?
BTS.
BTS Jimin in the book. And you just can't help it. When you read something, when you read any book, you tend to put yourself in the book. Or is that just me?
Is that why you read so much smut? I pick and choose.
I don't put myself in all of the books. I just in certain books, you're like, what would I do in this situation? Like when you're reading a fantasy book and you gotta fight dragons or something, you'd be like, what would I do? Would I survive or would I die? Would I be the first one to die? That type of thing. But when I read these type of books, I rarely put myself in there because I know usually the character is nothing like me. But when you put a BTS, I'm not saying it's based on BTS Jimin, okay? I'm just saying
coincidence.
It's just a coincidence. I put 2 and 2 together. I mean, when you hear something, when you read something, when you listen to something or smell something, just that, the memory core activates and you just think of something that reminds you of that. And when there's constantly saying Jimin, 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 can't help but think of Jimin, BTS. So, I mean, luckily, this guy was, the opposite of Jimin. He was, tall and buff. I mean, Jimin is tall and buff.
Okay.
Sometimes he's black-haired. Sometimes he's blonde-haired. Sometimes he's pink-haired,
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Anyways, enough of that. My next read is this one, not the witch you wed. This was a DNF last year, and then I decided I just felt like reading it again. So, I was kind of glad I read it, but just to get it over with. It is a fake dating trope with childhood enemies to lovers
Okay.
type of thing. So this is the magic, is it, I can never understand if this fantasy because there is werewolves and witches in there. And when I think of fantasy, I think of something else, you know?
Fantasy is just
Like
anything. Like if
magical. And
even if it has like a little pinch of magic in it, it's fantasy.
would you consider vampires fantasy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
see,
they're
it's,
fantastical being.
I don't know. When I first think of fantasy, I don't think of werewolves and vampires. I think of fays and
Hold on.
elves.
My chat, my chat. Can you tell her to calm her ovaries down? And CJ says, "Hot twins, spit on that thing."
You gotta give that hot twin spinning on that thing. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh
funny
my
because
god.
we were just saying that before we logged on. Yeah, I gave that hot twin.
Oh, you guys.
That girl is funny. That was hilarious. That was a hilarious video, though. You know, and his side note, her dad is a minister. You heard about that?
Oh no.
Her dad is a minister, and he released a statement saying, like, I am so ashamed of her. She should have been spreading the good word. Pray for us that she gets back on the right track.
Dang.
And then she's going all around like talking about hot tooth and got that blue tongue and talking about her boyfriend.
Oh no. I know she's like selling merch with like some
Yeah.
other person.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Good for her. Good for her. I mean, it's a one-time thing. Like, she's not going to get any more famous than that. Sooner or later, they're going to forget about her. Sorry, all that hot tour made my throat dry.
Uh-oh. Lee says roses are red, violets are blue. She's a keeper if she goes octo.
Okay.
Oh, Lord, you guys.
Okay, anyways, so she's a magicless witch. He's a werewolf. They've known each other since they were kids. They were first, like, I wouldn't say enemies. They were more like rivals, you know, trying to up one another. And then, of course, like, they fall in love as they get older. And then he breaks up, like, they decide to run away because he was trying to leave a horrible house situation type thing. But then he stands her up, deciding, oh, I'm actually gonna stay with my dad. And of course she gets mad. Cut to like 5, 6, 12, I don't know how many years later. He is now the alpha of the New York clan, I guess, and she is part of this powerful witch family, but she doesn't have any magic. And then when they meet again, her magic appears out of nowhere, and they decide to fake date because they're forcing her, like the magic council is forcing them to get married at a certain time. So they decide to team up to pretend that they're gonna get married while trying to figure out what to do about their situations. And you know, they're fake dating. You know what happens. Romance ensues. Woo!
Yes.
And then, I mean, it's just your typical, like, romance formula. They fake date, they fall in love, something happens, and then there's a conflict, and then they get back together again. Just with witches and werewolves.
Okay.
It's pretty cute for what it is. Would I read it again? Probably not. But if would I recommend this book? Maybe to certain people who like these, like who wants like a cozy read, you know?
Okay.
Cuz okay, that's what I'm getting. It's like a cozy fantasy read that's like good for a one-time read.
Yeah.
Mm. But I mean, it's a cute cover. It's purple. I love purple, so it was a cover buy, basically. Um, this guy looks like he was Sofia Vergara's husband before they divorced. He was in Magic
Oh.
Mike. But you know what I'm talking about, right? He was
Uh,
like he's like tall and really buff, and he plays
yeah.
D&D or something like that.
Why do I want to say like Giovanni or something?
Yeah, like Geo
It's
something. I was thinking
something
like
like that.
Giancarlo or something. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, he played Flash in the original Spider-Man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, he's boing.
He's boring. He grew up boring.
Boing.
Um, let's see. Um, dang, I read so much books. um, my next 3-star is Daughter of No Worlds.
Mm,
This has been going around my Kindle like forever.
yeah.
For
I've always seen that on my homepage or whatever.
um I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. Oh my gosh, I got cure hair in my nose. I'm like trying to subtly take it out, but it's like
Oh,
getting it.
like tickle, 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 tickle.
Um, Daughter of No Worlds, chosen one trope, you know. Um, she she runs away from slavery, ends up at her enemy's lands where they teach magic because she finds out she has magic. So she runs away, joins them, but she has to undergo training under this reclusive teacher, and um, I mean, yeah, basically, she just she just wants to return to her homeland to free the slaves and all that stuff. Which, yeah, good for her. Um, this book, there were a lot of. I only picked up this book because they were like, oh, if you read Throne of Glass, you should read this book because she's just like Aelin, but instead of instead of not communicating her plans, she talks about her plans. She doesn't like surprises, or she doesn't surprise anyone. I'm like, okay, I'll read it. And I read it. Um, and then, yeah, it's kind of almost the same premise.
Okay.
I'll talk about this series later, but she of course, it's a romantasy, so it's all about magic, and that this thing is like, it doesn't really explain what her magic is, her magic power. Like some
Is it
people,
a series?
yeah, it's a series. Like I think it's like 4 or 5 books. I think I might read the second book, but like it kind of explains what power everybody has. Like someone can wield fire, someone can wield like air, someone can wield like the objects around them, someone can control somebody's mind. But her, like, it doesn't really pinpoint what her magic is. Like, at first I thought it was one thing, and then, like, oh, she can do this. Oh, she can do this too. And she can do this. I'm like, I thought you only get one.
Oh.
And And then so they didn't explain to the reader like why she's so special. I'm assuming it's probably in the other books, but for now she's just this powerful being that has multiple powers. And I'm like, okay, but why? Why? Why can't you do all this stuff?
Yeah, to find out.
Yeah. Oh, but the one thing I did like about the way this like went, like the way this went, like was written, was you know how in some books or movies or something like that, like the main character finds out like she's the chosen one, and then suddenly like out of nowhere they can do all these amazing things like after finding out like a minute ago.
Yeah.
This one, like it actually like showed like the struggle of her figuring out how to be powerful. Like she had the author wrote 6 months of her training her powers, learning how to use them and all that stuff. She kind of wrote, she showed us the relationship blossoming between her and her love interest, which is pretty good. I was just like, "Aw." And like you know what, you girl, I know you can do it. You make those flowers. You make those flowers. I believe in you. I was just like, that's, you know what? Good job. You know what? 3.5.
You know what?
3.5.
There's that hand.
3.5.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. And in my last 3-star read, maybe 3.5, is my retelling, my mythological retelling. It is Psyche and Eros.
Okay.
Another, you know how I love my Greek retellings. Psyche and Eros is about Psyche and Eros. Have you ever heard of those two? The couple? Eros is the basically Cupid in another name. And Psyche is supposedly the most like beautiful woman in the world, I guess. And she was being compared to Aphrodite, and Aphrodite, of course, got jealous and got mad. So she enlisted Eros to go and curse Psyche to fall in love with the ugliest man he can find. And then once they like see each other, once they become face to face, like they'll be separated for all eternity. So when Eros goes to the sleeping Psyche, he accidentally pricks himself with that cursed arrow, and then he falls in love with her. And he's the god that kidnaps her and takes her to his home. And then in the dark, he's like, oh, you can't look at me. If you look at me, then something bad happens. Have you heard of that story?
Not that I'm familiar with right now.
Like, he takes her into his home, and she's of course like, oh my gosh, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm your husband, but you can't see me, you can't look at me, because if you see my face, like a curse, like you will be cursed. And she's like, oh, okay. So she lives her life not knowing who her husband looks like. Like during the day she doesn't see him, and at night that's when he comes home, and they basically have a life in the dark. And they have babies. They just have a normal marriage life. And then so her sisters, they're jealous, or not they're jealous of her beauty, so they trick her into um, look like they trick her into finding out who her husband is. They're like, "Oh, don't you want to know who he is?" Like, um, blah blah blah. And then so while he's sleeping, she she gets like a lamp, and then she looks upon his face, and she finds out like, oh my gosh, he's the most beautiful man in the world. She accidentally spills oil on him, and then she and then he wakes up, and then they look at each other for the first time, and they get separated for the entire turn, like for all of eternity. And then she cries, she's like devastated. He is I forgot where he is. He is captured by, I think he's with Aphrodite. He's with Aphrodite. He's like captured, and then she is crying. She's like praying to the goddesses and to Demeter, the mother of Persephone, like, oh, I want him back. I want him back. And then I forgot how she gets him back, because I know it's totally different in the book.
Okay.
But does that kind of ring a bell?
Uh, I don't. I think I've heard a rendition of a story like that, but it wasn't Greek. I think it was like something else, but it was similar.
Yeah, but I think it's like one of those one of those first like true love stories in Greek mythology, Eros and Psyche. Since Eros is basically the god of love, and Cupid is based on him. So, I mean, I think it's one of the, if I'm not counting the Song of Achilles, then I think I like this better than, what was that other one that we read about?
Ariadne.
Was it Ariadne? Yeah.
Ariadne. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I like this one more than Ariadne.
Yeah, I did not like Ariadne.
Huh?
I did not like Ariadne
Yeah.
at all. Well, it's fine, but
like it took on the same. They're different authors, I think, but they kind of took. You know how Ariadne was written, like it's a story of how she met with Theseus and how she got abandoned, and all these stories that she's being told of other Greek heroes. Like it's the same in this, but it was told better. Like I kind of learned a lot from about other Greek heroes. Like even though it's not from like the actual stories, like a rendition of the stories. I was just like, okay. And then I was like, yes. And then when Lee and I we were watching this Greek quiz, and then I got like 80% of it.
nice.
80% of it right. Okay, I'm done talking. Go ahead, and then I'll get to my other book. Sorry.
No worries. Okay, so the next book I read. I don't think this has anything to do with the prompts. I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown.
Oh
yeah.
Wait, didn't you read the other books?
No, I wanted to. Because I heard, like, I always heard like good reviews of these. These were like super big a few years back. But then I saw that this was on Kindle Unlimited. I was like,
oh nice.
Yeah, it was really cute. So it's about our main character, Chloe Brown, in the beginning, it starts off with her having a near-death experience. So she kind of puts together this sort of bucket list of things to do to get a life. So Chloe Brown has this, I guess, this disability, or she's considered disabled because she has chronic pain since she was a child, I think. So she's very limited on things she could do. And you know, she takes a lot of pain meds and stuff like that. So she's very, I don't want to say introvert. Like I guess she's pretty much like a homebody. Like she designs websites. I think she's like a website engineer or something like that. She designs websites, and she sounds very nerdy. Like she has a PlayStation, she plays Overwatch.
Wow, Overwatch.
She's super like I relate to her like in that aspect. She's super cute. And she's like a British like black woman, and she's like on the thicker side, but she, you know, she appreciates like how she looks and stuff like that. She's not shameful or whatever. And our male love interest is this, I think he's Irish. He's Irish Ginger. He's her apartment manager, and he's like a aspiring, well, he's like an artist, but he's trying to like promote his art more. So this is a grumpy sunshine romance. It's they kind of, it's not really enemies to lovers. It's like bad first impressions, I guess. Because to her he seems, you know, like a grumpy guy, and then to him she comes off as like a pretentious like woman, I guess, like somebody who's like, how do I say this? Like she's like high class, and
Like an
because like
elitist?
something like he knows that her like she's well off, like her family's well off. So he has this impression of her that she's like, I guess, privileged in like that like financial sense, I guess. And so that's kind of where the bad first impressions like happen, and that's kind of where the enemies to lovers sort of starts. But then romance ensues, and then she asks him to help her with her bucket list to get a life.
Okay.
That's how it goes. And then it's cute because like he is more like the typical dude in romances where he's like fit and he's like handsome and stuff like that. He's like buff
The
or
typical
whatever.
romance lead.
Typical. But yeah, it's cute how like when he like how he perceives her. Like he wants her, like she's beautiful, all of that. Like cute. And yeah, and she's a British nerdy black girl, and I like it. Okay.
Whoa, something fell.
Ghost.
It's a ghost. Um, well, as you saw earlier, these are my rereads. I reread Throne of Glass series. Not all of them. I just read the first 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it was ranging. I would range it from like 3 to 4 stars. The first one right here, Throne of Glass, the first book in the series, I would rate it as like a 3 just because it is the first book and it was one of her earlier works and she was kind of getting her footing in the fantasy game. So it was like it just this book really read as YA. Actually, these two books. These two books really read as a YA book, and I usually every time I reread these series, I would skip the first 2, but then I decided like, you know what, it's been a while. Like after reading The Daughter of No Worlds, I was just like, you know what, I'll reread this books. Um, but yeah, like I now like when I was reading it, I was like, I remember it's like, oh yeah, okay. Okay, let's just push through and read this book. Let's just push through. And there's some interesting parts, but at one point I was just gonna like, this is reading like a high school book. Come on. I told you before, it's like a kind of like a Cinderella retelling, or it's based on Cinderella. Poor girl ends up in a princess castle and she has to like kill people. She has to be the
Cinderella.
She has to be the last assassin standing. There's a ball, there's a prince. The prince falls in love with her, all that stuff. But essentially it is an assassin book, a chosen one book. So it's all about trying to figure out why there's demons running amok. Amok. But yeah, Throne of Glass. I love this series. I still like the ACOTAR series the best, but this is more like adventure. ACOTAR is more romance. This is adventure. Like kill. My favorite book is The Heir of Fire. I love this one. This is my favorite. I always, like, I cry every time I read this one. This is one when she, like, tries to get over her, or tries to get over her depression and her past and the death of her friend. So she's trying to find herself. And we get introduced by Rowan Whitethorn. Ooh. He turns into a hawk. Ooh. Haktua. No, great. No, I'm not kidding. And then the Queen of Shadows. Yeah, getting pretty good. So there's 4 more books left in the series if I'm counting the novellas, but I don't know if I'll read that one. So I'm just taking a little break from this series and then I'll continue maybe next month. But yes, ranging from 3 to 4, I would give this one. I can't tell from my right and left. I'll give this one a 4.5. Okay. These two like 3s and then 4s. Because that's when Sarah J. Maas was like, I'm a good writer and I'm gonna write awesome, and she did. She brought it.
Right.
There you go.
My next one is 5.
Ooh, nice.
But do you have other books? This is my last one.
I mean, yeah, I have my last series that I read, and I wouldn't rate it a 5.
Okay.
The Guild series. Well, I read this one last month, and I read this one this month, and it's like a very low 4. I'm remembering why these, like, I like the premise of these books, but now that I'm rereading it, maybe it's just these two books, because the third one I remember was pretty good. Um, it was like kind of the main girl is so annoying. Why is she annoying? Whatever. But Midas retelling the king with the gold touch hands, and this is just a view of Oren, the actual girl with the actual girl who's gold touched, and yeah, I'm just taking it as like a 16-year-old during a temper tantrum. That's all I'm gonna think of, and then I'm gonna read the third one, and I know the third one was better. It was really, really good, and hopefully I did not build up in my mind, because there are 2 or 3 other books that's out there that I still need to read, and I'm really, really hoping that the third book redeems itself, because I do not want to hate the series. I remember loving the series, so hope, pray for me. I don't know. You're atheist, right? Wish for me.
No. All right. Any more?
No, that's it. I'm done.
Okay, so my 5-star, I didn't finish this yet. I just started it today, but I was like, okay, let's give this a reread. It's been many a year.
Ooh, you're rereading a book? Ah! Harry Potter!
So, yeah.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I did not read this since it came out.
Elementary school. Ooh, many years ago.
Yeah, so this was actually gifted to me. So my OG copy was paperback, and I got it at a book fair at school.
Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah, I don't know if I got it at the actual book fair or one of those like papers that they hand out in class, like, oh, choose which items you want to buy. I think I got it from the little pamphlet. But yeah, that copy. I think my dad kept that copy, but my dad bought me the new. Well, in high school, my dad bought me, I think, 4 of the books, because I don't think Order of the Phoenix is out yet. I don't remember, but he bought me 4 of the hardcovers, and yeah,
Nice.
so Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I really want to reread it too. Like, I had to get myself another edition, because my old copy was paperback and it's tore up. It is torn in half. It's covered in tape. I can't use that. I can't open that anymore.
I know, it's like sun damage. I'm pretty sure my dad has it.
And then the last 4 of my books is hardcover. I was just like...
Don't you have like another like?
Yeah, I have a whole new set, like a whole new edition. It's the spines is the Hogwarts castle.
The castle. We got you.
Yeah, that was gifted to me. Oh yeah, this was gifted to me, so I read it. Lee gifted it to me.
But you're like, here, buy it for me.
No, he actually offered. He's like, you know what? I'll buy it for you. Here you go, babe. I'm like, thank you. Yeah, there you go. It was gifted. Now read it.
Aww.
Yes, Harry Potter. Who doesn't know Harry Potter? Come on. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is, the kid whose parents were killed, and then,
the original chosen one.
Yeah, the chosen one. He was told that he was you're a sorcerer, you're a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And then he goes
It's
off to his high
Leviosa,
school.
not Leviosa.
Leviosa. Yeah, I'm like at the part where they're in Diagon Alley.
Diagonally.
And then he just briefly met Draco Malfoy when they're getting their uniform.
Oh man, you really did just start it. Are you reading it to
Yeah.
Nolan?
No, he doesn't.
There's no
Pay attention
pictures.
yet. Yeah, there's no pictures and he doesn't pay attention. So, yeah.
Aww.
But yeah, I forgot like half the book is like Diagon Alley. Like, you're not at the school that long in this one.
I
But
don't know. Isn't all of his ventures is like the first 3 months of school? Like 2 or 3 months of school. The winter time.
I know. And then Christmas. But yeah.
Aww.
It's just like reawakening my child. Yeah, 5 stars because it's like definite nostalgia.
Can't go wrong with Harry Potter. Like
except for the last book. the Cursed Child or whatever.
Oh, the Cursed Child.
And yeah, I was like
and we don't talk about JK.
Yeah.
She doesn't exist anymore. It's just Harry Potter's its own thing now. Isn't it didn't it get picked up to be a series now? Is that a still thing?
That's what I heard, and like I've seen some of the casting, but I don't know if that was real or I can't tell what's real and what's fake anymore with AI and stuff. So
yeah, I hope it goes the route of like Percy Jackson instead of like making it all. I really hope they don't make it all like dark and like daring and all high schooly.
I mean, I think.
I mean, yeah.
Yo, Max, though.
I know, like after like the 4th or 5th book, it does start getting all dark. But like, you know what I mean, like all these high school shows. They're high school. They're kids in high school, and they just go all hot and heavy on the sex part. I was just like, no, I don't. Just keep it like Percy Jackson, where it's like just kids being kids, defeating evil.
Yeah, like on the cleaner side.
Cleaner side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aww,
So I'm just
yay.
like, so I picked this up, just trying to like get over this reading slump. Hopefully it worked. But yeah, very cool time.
Wow, look at you rereading a book that you usually don't do.
I mean, it's been like, what, 20-something years? 25 years?
Don't show your age.
20, I don't know.
Yeah. What, it came out when we were, in the elementary? I don't know. I think I remember it was like in 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah, it was 4th. But I didn't get it until 5th grade.
Actually, I didn't read it until I was 6th grade. But still, after that, I was hooked. I bought all the books.
It took me the 3rd book to get absolutely hooked.
Really?
But like, yeah, like Harry Potter, I like the world building, but I wasn't invested in the characters yet. It was book 3 where I was invested in the characters.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. 3rd book was my favorite book.
Yeah, just like the whole time turner and like
Sirius Black. I'm like,
yeah. Wow. Yeah, and just like what's the rat's name? Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like,
yeah.
That one, I was like, whoa.
I know. A lot of people are like saying like, oh, the Chamber of Secrets was my favorite. I'm like, no, dude, Prisoner of Azkaban. Prisoner of Azkaban was where it's at. Dude. Like,
yeah, and just like how they shot that movie. Like I like the book obviously a lot more, but like yeah, how they shot the movie and just like yeah, it was good.
yeah.
And yeah, the third one definitely like it. Uh-oh. Okay. Lee says, "Ask Mia what this means. She'll get it. It's Harry Potter related."
What?
I don't know. He just said, "Ask Mia what this means. She'll get it. It's Harry Potter related."
Get what?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Why is he texting you? He could just text me.
I think I'm waiting for a response.
It's Harry Potter related.
It's Harry Potter related.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, now that you're reading Harry Potter, did you reread Percy Jackson yet?
I kind of put that second book down, but I did pick up the first graphic novel on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm not really liking it. Like the artwork is like so American. And it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's so American. And it's just Percy Jackson for some reason is coming off very annoying to me in this graphic novel. I don't remember him being like this in the books. But he's very like, "Oh, you don't know what I've been through. Like you don't know my struggles." Stuff like that. And then
I'm like, calm down.
Like the what's the girl's name?
I forgot.
The female character. She's like, "We've all been through that." Like what do you mean? Like we're all here. Like everybody at the camp has experienced what you experienced. Don't make it seem like
You're the only one.
Yeah. Because he's like, "Oh yeah, you don't know." Like, so yeah, it was just like annoying. That's kind of why I didn't really like the show too, because he kind of came off that way too.
And it doesn't help that the boy who plays Percy Jackson, isn't he like a mini version of Ryan Reynolds?
In the other movie, yeah. Like even CJ watched that movie with Ryan Reynolds and said he was really good. And then in this, I feel like he really had to like dial it back. Like he couldn't improvise as much in Percy Jackson as he could in the other movie. And I feel like Percy Jackson needed that in this series because it was so like their acting was like tense. I guess like they're still kids. Like I know they're dealing with some serious stuff, but they're still kids. You know. I don't know.
Lee said, "That's what I sent Amber, LOL." Said what? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
What the heck?
Confused.
Is there a missed message that you forgot to send? No one knows. We don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, speaking of rereading, you know what's like I kind of want to pick up, but I'm still kind of hesitant because it's so long. The series of Unfortunate Events. I remember loving that series, but I know it's like 12 books or something, and I'm like, oh, it's probably a quick read, but I don't.
Can you not see it?
See what?
Oh my god, I guess you can't see it. It's so weird that you guys can't see it.
That's what I said.
No, you have to see it on YouTube. Go to your YouTube chat. Go scroll down.
What?
Down. Keep going down.
This is it.
Are you serious? That's it?
Yeah. That's why I said.
Okay, that's my bad then. I guess it's not showing. Never mind. Disregard.
Disregard.
Disregard
Yeah.
is not showing.
Oh yeah.
Is
Anyways,
it like a image?
probably,
What is that?
probably.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyways, series of unfortunate events. Yeah, that
yeah.
was.
I want to pick up Chronicles of Narnia
Oh yeah.
because like I've read like Chronicles of Narnia, but not the other
The
stuff, the other stories.
yeah.
Like I have the whole like collection. It's just like I only picked up
I remember.
Chronicles
Was the
of
witch
Narnia.
the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Was that a thick book? I forgot.
By itself, it,
No, it's small, right?
yeah, by
Like
itself,
these tiny,
it's
not these
very
tiny, these tiny.
small. But
Not this big.
hold
It's
on,
this big.
where is it? Hold on.
For some reason, I keep thinking it's a
Here.
thick book.
Ooh, where is it? Need to hold on one moment. Oh, here it is.
Uno memento, por favor.
So,
Yeah, it is a little thick. I remember when I was reading that after I read Harry Potter, I was so proud of myself for reading that book because it was thick.
it's
Oh no, is that the series of all the all the stories in there?
yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
So
You bought the book that has all the stories.
no, my dad gifted it to me.
What's the cover? Is it the White Witch?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the movie? Is that what's her name?
Version.
Oh, Tilda Swinton, I think.
Yeah, Tilda something.
Tilda Swinton.
She
She was the ancient one in the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, so 7. So, Lion the Witch, the Wardrobe is like 100 pages.
What?
Yeah.
100 pages? Dang, is their
Yeah.
writing really small?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tiny. Oof.
But
That
yeah,
is
it's
tiny.
like, it's all the stories.
Voyage of the Dawn Treader and some I don't know the other titles. I just read I think I only read the first 2 books. I think.
The Magician's Nephew, the
Is that-
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Was that Prince Caspian one?
Prince Caspian is its own story. And then there's Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, The Last Battle. Yeah. She's thick. Maybe I'll
thick?
like pick it up when Nolan's more ready for fantasy, maybe. But yeah. But
Right. Yeah.
So the prompt that I didn't really get to was the retelling. I'm currently reading something that fits that prompt. It's Mulan. A Mulan retelling. So
What is it?
Huh?
Nothing. He'll tell me. I'll find out next month.
Yeah. It was very popular a few years back.
I wonder
then the
if we're thinking of the same book because I do have a Mulan retelling book in my bookshelf.
It's like the sun. Something.
Oh, never mind.
Hold on, because like the sequel just came out this year.
Oh, then we're thinking of another book. I think I have.
She Who Became the Sun.
Oh yeah.
No, that.
Mine's something else.
So I'll finish that, and then I'll try to finish the second Percy Jackson book from the previous time, and Harry Potter. Okay, so should we do 2 prompts, 2 or 3 prompts?
Is science fiction in there?
I don't know. I did this like at the beginning of the year.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe. All right. Pick the first one.
What was I thinking for this one? So I put magical / haunted structure.
Like a haunted house?
I guess. Or an object.
That would be like,
Or magical place.
maybe. Like, the house is magical, not the occupants. Kind of like that Encanto house.
Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, I forgot what the book was called. That Kindle original book.
Oh, isn't it like the peculiar house of what's the book? The peculiarities of the school of the school of peculiarities. I cannot say that word for the life of me. Peculiar. But you know the word.
Yeah.
The school of peculiar. Isn't that one?
Oh, this could be Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, Harry.
Book 2.
What is it?
No, like the magical haunted structure.
Yeah,
that's Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's Harry Potter.
It's haunted too. Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
Okay, so the next prompt is a forest setting.
Okay.
Okay. Forest setting.
Let me write this down before I forget.
Okay, last one. It's gothic fiction. Oh boy.
Gothic fiction. Forest setting. Okay, hold on. Gothic fiction, forest setting, and magical / haunted.
Is that one book, what's it called? Like Butcher and something?
Oh,
Is that gothic?
kind of. I mean, it is all about serial killers. Butcher and the Blackbird.
Okay. I saw that was the second book was available on Libby, and I was like, oh, but the first one.
Oh, I bought that book.
You bought it?
I bought it. Okay. You know what? Now that I remember, I don't know if you like this book. I don't know if you'll like the book, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, it is a take on, I don't want to say Romeo and Juliet. I mean, it is the opposite of, you know what? I don't know what I'm saying. I just feel like the whole entire time you're not gonna like it.
Okay.
Like some parts of it you won't like. Most of it you'll like. Just some parts you won't like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I have to. I need to do research on gothic fiction. I don't know.
Did you see that book that was floating around Book Talk and Instagram? Gothic Kana.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that book looks intimidating. Ugh.
Like, whenever I see that book, I think of the movie Gothica. And I'm just like,
I know. I know that book. I just wanna like. I'm just like curious about. I'm curious about it, but then like, after watching like people like talk about it, I'm like, no, I don't want to.
yeah, I think Gothic. Well, I guess Gothic fiction is probably like one of the genres where I'm like cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I read thrillers and horror too, and I'm like, give me more. But like Gothic, I'm like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see if I find something that
Yeah.
I potentially like.
I know. I just dabbled in Gothic fiction, and I'm like, I can only read one once a month. I can only read one Gothic fiction a month. It's just maybe actually it's been a while since I read a Gothic fiction. Maybe every 2 or 3 months I can read one. I need time to recover.
Yeah, mentally, yeah. Yeah. But other than that, I think the other prompts are easy-ish. Um, but yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Um, no.
Anything you're looking forward to?
Um, no, actually, I think I'm getting into my. I asked about science fiction because I am getting into my science-y fiction phase right now. I'm reading. I think I'm reading more like space themed books, so getting into that. Gotta break through the rumdrum of fantasy, go into science fiction.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So, okay. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Uh,
oh, that reminds me. Sorry. Did you see the? Did you hear about My Lady Jane on Amazon Prime?
mm-mm. What is that?
It's a retelling of the Queen, the 9 Day Queen, Queen Jane something.
Okay.
She's like she's famous for being the Queen of England for 9 days before she was beheaded, and she's like the she's like the cousin of Queen Elizabeth and Queen Mary and all those famous queens. But
Yeah.
yeah, she was like, you know how before Queen Elizabeth became the queen, her brother was first, and then her sister, and then she was last. So apparently, after her brother died, her cousin Queen Jane, her cousin Jane became the queen before Queen Mary. So it's just like it's kind of like Maxton Hall, but in Victorian England age.
Okay. And it's only during the 9 days that she was queen or something?
The 18, I don't know. I don't 1890. It's like 1500s. I think it was in the 1850s.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's like it's very they added like a magical aspect of it, um, and it's kind of I mean, like, it's kind of like cheesy, but good. Like, it pulls you in, and it just has that, like, it's another take of enemies to lovers, but you can feel, like, the tension and the angst between her and her love
Mm-hmm.
interest. And I'm like, and then I know there's a part in there, if you ever watch it, there's a part that happens, and I know you're gonna look at it and you're like, what?
Okay.
You're gonna be like, what? Right when that scene happens, it's the end of the first episode, the end of the second episode, and you're just like, and she likes that?
Oh boy.
You're gonna be like, ew, she likes that. Okay.
Oh Lord. Oh gosh.
It's
Oh my
only
god.
like, I think it's only like 7 or 8 episodes.
You finish it?
Not yet. I think I'm like halfway through. I was gonna watch more tonight, but I don't know anymore. I have to wake up early tomorrow.
Did you finish Max and Hall?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, ma'am.
I cried at the
Which part?
the ending. The plot twist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like
Oh, no.
like
It just
not
made
expecting that.
it just made me want to read the book, and then like you said, there's no English translation, no English version of that book. So I'm like, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué?
What do
Bucket
we
why?
do?
Bucket why? ¿Por qué? I was just like,
Come
dang.
on, Germany.
Germany, release the international version. I want to read it.
Please.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was
Max
like,
and Hall. I was like, dang, that sucks. I was like, dang, that sucks.
like for all of them, I was like, all the characters. I was like, that sucks for all of you guys.
Oh yeah, like like he's gonna like just he's gonna do that, and then
Mhm.
I just gotta say the teacher student thing, ick.
Yeah.
Ick.
Mhm.
It just reminded me of Pretty Little Liars. Ick.
Yeah.
I was just like, is she old enough? Is she even 18?
I know, like it was kind of consumable for it was easy to consume for me because she does look a lot older than she really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's in high school, guys. And then
Wait, they're twins
yeah.
though, right? Are they twins?
Yeah, they're twins.
So if they're seniors, they have to be like 18. Let's just
That
they're 18.
17, 18.
They're 18. Let's
yeah,
just say
but
they're 18.
they've been talking long before that. So.
Oh yeah, because they're like family friends or something like that. Families know each other. I think, right?
Wasn't it like it was kind of like
Oh, sorry.
it was kind oh Sully, are you okay? It was kind of like the Christina Lauren novella that you just talked about, where they met via messaging,
Mm-hmm.
and then they realized who each other was, who the other person was, but then the feelings are already there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was the only thing that was like gross. But
Yeah. Oh, and
yeah,
I like
no.
the party scene. Oh, like they're just dancing.
Oh yeah, which party scene? I'm like the ball one
No,
or the house party.
the house party. The house
Oh, yeah.
party, and where he just like he likes her and she likes
The
him,
pool.
and then he gets pushed, and then she's carrying her, and then he opens the door with one arm while he's carrying her with one hand.
I know, and she tells him his trauma and how she blames herself.
That's why she wants the moving chair. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god. And that, yeah, I think that part I kind of cried too when when spoilers, like the family gets upset that she's doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh yeah, but she just wants to help.
I know.
I remember, like, did you watch it in English?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I watched it in English, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just see what happens if I switch to German. I'm like, yeah. I had to. I had to watch it in German because, like, the English translation and the English
didn't
dub,
match.
it didn't match. I was just like, I'm just gonna watch it in German.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, the English dub was decent. Like, it's better than a lot of other dubs. But, yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just do it in English. The actors speak English.
Or,
I mean, it is a German
yeah,
dub,
it's because it's German.
but still,
But-
like, they released it on Amazon, which is an international, like,
Yeah.
streaming
Maybe
service.
their dubbed voices is their voices. Maybe.
I don't know, but, like,
They just did a voiceover. I don't know.
anyways.
But yeah, the spicy scene, I was like, oh, I didn't think we were gonna see that. I didn't know we were gonna see, like, the main character's tatas. It's like, whoa. Because she's only, like, 20 in real life.
I think I blocked that out. I don't remember seeing it. I blocked it out.
Yeah, I was like,
I remember there's
cover
the.
your eyes, Nolan.
I remember the spicy scene is what in the last episode or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I mean, it's German.
He's
It's European. They're all about the nudie beaches.
Yeah, but yeah, can't wait for season 2, or at least like the book to come out English. But yeah, I was like, oh, freak. Like, end it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max and Hall, guys.
Max and Hall. My Lady Jane.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, it's on Amazon Prime.
So is My Lady Jane.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else?
No.
Well,
Just gonna take my big stack of books.
oh,
it's
them. Be careful. So yeah, guys, if you want to tune in, if you want to participate in this next month's prompt reads, we have magical/haunted structure as one prompt. Second prompt is a forest setting, and the third prompt is a gothic fiction. So, if you have any recommendations, please feel free to reach out and comment or something,
Yeah.
or just join in the next stream, which will probably be the end of maybe July 26th.
Let me see. July 26th? Good ups.
Yeah, July 26th. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Avery Wolf here.
Mason K. We will see you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.